Everything explained in this video is summarized from the CoinMarketCap. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for future XRP news and some other cryptocurrency news in general. Now take a look at this. Talks about settlement in Ripple case Soar as SEC schedules first closed meeting under new chair. Members of the XRP community believe that a possible settlement in the Ripple case could be coming soon, as the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has scheduled its first closed-door meeting under new leadership. Eleanor Terrett, a journalist for Fox Business, brought the public's notice to the next closed-door meeting of the SEC, which is scheduled for January 23rd. Terrett states that this will be the first time the SEC has held a closed-door meeting since pro-crypto Republican Commissioner Mark Uyeda took over as interim chairman after Gary Gensler resigned on January 20th. The SEC's meeting was closed. The SEC made a Sunshine Act notice about the meeting available on its website, which is worth mentioning. According to the notice, the meeting is scheduled for Thursday, January 23rd. It will be held either at the Commission's headquarters in Washington, D.C., or online. The public will not be allowed to attend the meeting since the topics that will be discussed are sensitive. The meeting is expected to involve commissioners, their counsels, recording secretaries, and select staff members. The agenda for the conference includes resolving lawsuit claims, settling administrative proceedings and injunctive actions, and discussing issues related to examination and enforcement activities. Ripple against SEC settlement rumors soar. As anticipated, the inclusion of settlement and resolution of litigation claims in the agenda led to a discussion regarding the possibility of settling the Ripple lawsuit. More specifically, XRP supporters are hopeful that the SEC, which is now being led by interim chair Uyeda, will drop the Ripple lawsuit that has been ongoing since December 2020. Uyeda and Hester Pierce have been asked by certain community members not to disappoint XRP enthusiasts. A former SEC official dismisses rumors of a settlement. On the other hand, Mark Fagel, a former official of the SEC, downplayed the continuous talk regarding a possible settlement of the Ripple litigation. He pointed out that the next closed-door meeting is comparable to the one held weekly at the Commission. He claims that the SEC commissioners will be voting on the proposals that were proposed many weeks ago. The majority of these decisions were suggested when Gensler was in charge. The former SEC official cautioned the public not to anticipate any major announcements, as they may end up feeling let down. Terrett found it interesting that she agreed with Fagel's opinion, pointing out that her piece was meant to provide knowledge. The dispute between the SEC and Ripple is currently being heard in the Second Circuit Court of Appeal. The Commission is anticipating that the district court's ruling on Ripple's programmatic sales and other distributions of XRP, which were classified as non-securities, will be overturned. Uyeda leadership. In the meantime, Uyeda will be the acting head of the SEC until the U.S. Senate confirms a permanent chairperson. In his administration, Donald Trump has already put Paul Atkins's name up as a candidate for the position of chairman of the SEC. Uyeda is currently serving as the temporary chairman, but he anticipates putting policies in place that will benefit the cryptocurrency industry. Uyeda, who was appointed as an SEC commissioner in 2022, has been outspoken in his criticism of the Commission's approach to regulating cryptocurrency. He called the SEC's cryptocurrency strategy a failure and slammed the Commission for controlling the cryptocurrency market through enforcement actions during an appearance with Fox Business. Uyeda announced the formation of a new cryptocurrency task force yesterday. The purpose of the task force is to provide the industry with a complete regulatory framework, which could lead to the end of the Commission's regulation by enforcement approach. It is yet uncertain whether he would attempt to settle the SEC's long-standing legal dispute with Ripple. Deaton, a legal expert, believes that the SEC appeal in the Ripple case is not strong. Ripple investors may benefit if the SEC case is rejected by SEC leadership. The SEC's appeal may encounter obstacles, which might result in more delays in the judicial process. Many investors are feeling anxious due to the ongoing legal fight between Ripple and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Legal expert John Deaton has weighed in, offering views into what might happen next in this high-profile case. Now that the SEC has filed an appeal, many people are left wondering if this will lead to a long fight or a quick settlement that favors Ripple. The SEC appeal has no solid basis. Deaton, speaking on the Good Morning Crypto show, indicated that the SEC had minimal chance of winning an appeal. He believes that the SEC's appeal is not strong, particularly in light of the recent court ruling. In the initial order, Judge Analisa Torres determined that the SEC failed to meet essential criteria in its attempt to characterize XRP sales to ordinary investors as unregistered securities. The SEC is looking to modify this verdict, but Deaton believes that the matter would likely be sent back to Judge Torres, who may decide in Ripple's favor once again. For the United States, the Ripple SEC dilemma is the day. The first appeal from the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is set to be filed. In light of Judge Analisa Torres' recent rulings, a former SEC attorney has forecast that a settlement could be reached. This occurs at a time when many people think that the appeal may no longer be pursued by the new Trump administration and prospective SEC Chair Paul Atkins. A former SEC lawyer forecasts a deal with Ripple. The Ripple lawsuit may be headed toward a settlement, according to lawyer and former SEC Enforcement Counsel Mark Fagel. According to Fagel, the fact that Ripple and the SEC appealed the portion of the ruling that they found objectionable suggests that a settlement is likely to be achieved. According to Fagel, Ripple was fined $25 million for each violation of securities law, and they were also fined $125 million for $700 million in unregistered sales to institutional traders. He added that the current SEC administration and Paul Atkins might choose to conclude the case through an appeal rather than pursue it further. However, he added that the SEC, led by newly appointed chairman Gary Gensler, is likely to appeal before January 15th. Timeline for the attorneys to wrap up the XRP lawsuit. The trial in the Ripple SEC case might not happen until April or May 2025, according to Ripple's attorney Jeremy Hogan. Before a final decision could be made, Hogan said, papers, notes, and regulatory meetings needed to be reviewed. Hogan added that while the Trump administration was still in office in 2025, Atkins would complete the appeal and ultimately settle the matter. This coincides with the growing optimism in the cryptocurrency world over the court ruling that would end the protracted legal dispute. Forecasts for the price of XRP based on case developments avoiding cryptocurrency. They also think that the conclusion of the Ripple SEC lawsuit might make people more optimistic about XRP. Additionally, a settlement might facilitate the approval of an XRP exchange-traded fund, ETF, increasing its cost and usage. Cryptocurrency researcher Crypto predicts that Ripple can see a dip before reaching a new peak.